Hello.
Okay, back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. It's been a while since we were back in this anime, huh? And here we go, everybody. We got a season and a half worth of filler. But first, the season part, which is the anime exclusive Seal of Orichalcos arc. / Waking the Dragons, but I'm calling it Orichalcos in the review because that's what people know this arc for.
Yep. So,
Thoughts on the arc being completely anime exclusive?
I think you can kind of tell that it's anime exclusive. I think it kind of. I guess think about this. It feels a lot like when the kind of thing where, like, just as like an example, if you like were watching a show and there was like several years gap and then they like came back with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like different writers. So it feels like it's like done by different writers a little bit. So it feels a little bit different. It feels like a different writer doing their take on it in a way.
Yeah. I will say this though, this is to many fans the best part of the Yu-Gi-Oh anime exclusive parts.
And based on what I've seen so far, I would based on what I've seen of Yu-Gi-Oh so far, I would agree with that. I was legitimately for a lot of this season considering, I'm like, does this beat Battle City for me?
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but it's like, damn, this is filler. It's really good filler.
Yeah. I had a really great time watching this.
Yeah.
So let's
all right. Want to go through the story mostly while putting in characters, maybe near the end if we have anything more to discuss on them.
That works for me.
Okay. So the first episode is pretty much it kind of tricks people, being like, hey, Yugi's going to go figure out the Pharaoh's past with the Egyptian god cards. The Egyptian god cards are stolen.
Oh no!
And then Yugi faces the first guy. He doesn't really matter, so I didn't even bother writing his name down. But he uses Obelisk against Yugi.
Oh man, he used Obelisk, and then Yugi was like, combo attack!
How'd he beat the Egyptian gods? Man, it's like he knows them or something and would know their weaknesses. Maybe the fact that he's beaten all 3 of them!
I beat you once, I can do it again!
Pretty much.
And so it was that Obelisk Tormentor fell.
Mm-hmm.
And some guy who we don't even remember the name of
also fell. His soul was stolen. AKA he died.
We can't say that!
4 kids had a really tough time censoring this season, didn't they? Which we will get to. We'll get to how... We watched the dub, as usual. Oh my god.
Boy.
We'll get to it.
They've done it again.
This was probably the hardest one for them to do because it's like, dear god, and this whole freaking season is a problem for that.
Oh man.
Speaking of... But first off, you can tell this is the anime exclusive part considering a certain character is alive.
Hi, Yugi boy! How's it hanging? I'm back, baby!
Come to my American branch! For once, it's actually in America! For once! Meanwhile, Kaiba heads back to the Duelist Kingdom area.
And fights Pegasus?
Question mark.
Yes.
But who is then revealed to be Alistair.
Yep.
So, thoughts on Alistair?
I like him as a character. I think he works fairly well as a sort of rival opponent to Kaiba.
Mm-hmm. Do we go over the 4Kids changes?
This isn't the worst one, but it's pretty bad.
The tanks took my brother away!
And they closed down the stores!
They blew up our buildings, burned down our homes, closed the grocery stores!
Oh!
AKA they fucking die! Tanks came and fucking killed these kids!
We can't say that!
So yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also at this... I can't believe we actually went through the first 2 duels without mentioning it. Orichalcos.
I think Orichalcos works as a pretty good gimmick for the season, honestly. There's some cool ways that they kind of. I'll probably go into more detail when it's relevant to the specific battle, but they do some cool stuff with the gimmick.
Yeah.
For like the characters like figuring out like how do I kind of get around this and not have people lose their soul sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess Alistair does in that first duel. He ties the game, which makes it so that nobody to avoid losing his soul.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of like your first hint about like workarounds to it.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but it's also. There's also the fact that they actually like it's a threat, which they do like a bunch of these kinds of threats all the time in Yu-Gi-Oh! But they actually deliver on this threat.
Yeah.
Which we'll go into later.
Uh-huh. Like a lot of characters actually lose this.
Yeah.
So then our biggest, what the hell kind of part for this season. The first duel with Joey versus Mai. Did the voice actress just forget what she was doing with this character?
Why does Mai sound different, but it's the same voice actor? I don't understand. And they went back and changed her voice in the flashbacks. I'm so confused. What happened?
Where did she get this very deep Western accent from?
What happened? I'm so confused. And honestly, I don't like it that much, but I guess I got used to it over time, but I still prefer her old voice style.
Yeah, you can't say actor because it's the same actress.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here.
Was there like a break from filming in the American dub?
I don't
Where she just forgot what voice she was giving her?
And the voice director just didn't correct her. And then they were like, oh, I guess we had to re-record the old lines because we already recorded all these and we don't want to pay you to record all these all over again.
Mine's the first one to do the over 5 monster thing with the Orichalcos.
Yeah.
Which is probably the most okay part.
Yeah. Harpy lady! And then, Valen, who I thought was Balin the whole time.
Yeah.
Balin Wonderworld, boy.
We just had Balin jokes the whole damn time, and then we
finally realized it's Valen in like the last 3 episodes.
Yeah. Like the last 3 episodes where he actually means something.
And he goes in like.
To be fair, his name was mostly said by Mai, where you have to deal with the accent the whole time.
Though it does make me wonder a bit, if he's able to just cancel the seal, can you not, like, I guess there you could assume that you can't cancel the seal if you're the one who summoned it? Because otherwise that's a little bit of a plot hole. Because you would think that all of the villains would just do that.
Or that when you lose, that you can't undo the seal at that point.
Well,
because Mai didn't lose yet.
True, but you'd think Alistair would have done that instead of going to tie the game instead.
Maybe, yeah, that's why I'm assuming that maybe that once a victor is declared, then the seal can't be broken.
Yeah, but...
Which is why he does it before the victor is chosen in that duel.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh yeah, also filler characters return. Professor Dude and daughter lady, Rebecca. Whatever her name is in the Japanese, I'm assuming it's not Rebecca.
Rebecca!
So yeah, plot stuff happens. We get a few things. Atlantis.
Atlantis. Hey, so you know how the dual monsters originated from 5,000 years ago? JK, it was 10,000 years ago!
And it wasn't in Egypt, it was in Atlantis!
Ha!
That's honestly the real part where it's like, this is clearly anime filler. Where it's like, the older, more dangerous dual monster threat. Before we've even gotten to the Egyptian threat!
Yeah. We'll see how I feel about it, and it feels like this escalated too high and now it de-escalates later on. We'll see how I feel about that.
I don't think it does, but I haven't watched Season 5, which is why I'm dreading the filler in the first half, because people say it's the worst part of the Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's a potential concern I have, but we'll see.
Yeah. So how about we get to probably the one of the best duels in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yugi versus Raphael 1.
I'd say this duel was the moment where I was like, oh no, this is a good season.
Yeah. That's pretty much everyone's case in this, where it's like, okay, where it's like everyone going into this duel is like, okay, we already know what's going to happen. Yugi's gonna win, something's gonna happen, guy's gonna use Orichalcos, bing bang boom, Yugi wins it somehow, and the villain probably survives. None of those happen!
Well, except the villain survives.
Yeah, but you know, every other part is the big thing.
Technically, the villain survives.
Yeah, but the thing is, everything else that happens.
Yeah, it's there's like 3 or 4 plot twists in that one duel.
Yeah,
where it's like Raphael is like, no, I'm not going to use this. In fact, you're going to use this.
Where clearly Yugi's like, no, let's not freaking do this. This is a bad idea. Man, it's like his name is fucking Darkness or something.
Yeah, then Yami uses the seal, much to Yugi's dismay. And it seems like he's going to win the duel with it, and then Raphael uses his signature favorite cards I just love how like they portray in this duel that Raphael is the one who's actually like he is the one who is actually trusting in his cards and like he's actually the good guy here and he's
literally using angels in a sunrise setting on a mountaintop.
Yeah, it's really the thematics of the whole thing is just so cool. It's done so well, and then he like beats Yugi.
He beats Yugi.
He beats Yugi using the seal, and then another twist that I did not see coming. Yugi sacrifices his soul to protect Yami. The main character is gone for almost the entire season from this point.
Yeah, reminder. The main character is dead for half of this season.
Like, what the frick? I did not see this coming in a million years.
Yeah, this is the one thing that I knew of the Orichalcos arc. This was one of the few things I knew of the Orichalcos arc going in. I knew Atlantis. I knew a certain thing we'll get to later. I knew Raphael. Because there is no way you hear of the best parts of the anime without hearing this part.
Yeah.
This is one of the best parts of the whole anime.
Yeah.
Like, I think the only times this actually gets beaten is some of the best scenes of Battle City.
Yeah.
And maybe something coming later that I also know of.
But yeah, it's so freaking good.
Yeah. Shall we go over the 4Kids changes of Raphael's backstory?
So
Raphael's backstory is fucking amazing. 4Kids did their damned best to ruin it.
Oh my gosh. Like, I thought there was no way they could top the dynamic duo of...
You might think you fall into your death, but you actually end in the Shadow Realm.
There's like 5 floors down, there's a portal to the Shadow Realm.
Don't worry, I can use my parachute to block it.
And I thought that they couldn't. I also thought they would be able to top. They was basically
if I fall, I'll get hurt really bad.
Kaiba jumping off if he loses, and he'll get hurt really bad. Oh no!
And then they found a way.
Oh look!
It's
a giant tsunami. Oh no! My family's been washed away.
I never saw them again.
But
they got picked up by lifeboats.
How do you know they got picked up by lifeboats, but you never saw them again?
You became a celebrity kid who got rescued from this deserted island. They never cared to meet you again? You had a good relationship with them, didn't you?
The only way you don't see them again is because you chose not to. This is your own fault. It's so hilariously stupid, but it's so funny. But it's so obvious.
God damn it!
It's so obvious what's supposed to happen that it's not doesn't actually like ruin the story.
Yeah, it does not ruin Raphael really in the slightest. It's just. How dumb does 4Kids think their audience is?
It's so stupid. It's so funny.
How dumb do you think your kids are? I don't know what's worse, this or in Sonic X where they call gun G-U-N, like the kid audience are fucking dogs.
I I legitimately, I don't know if I've ever laughed that hard at Yu-Gi-Oh! It was so funny.
Yeah, we spent like 5 minutes just laughing at that.
And we made jokes about it like every single episode for the rest of the season. It's
Oh my
so
God.
hilarious.
But yeah,
So yeah, this duel is peak Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Pretty much. In all of the ways possible.
so then afterwards, oh yeah, we forgot to mention the entirety of the time there's like a Weevil and Rex just hanging out with them, I guess. Just being there because...
I never thought I'd be so upset to see Weevil again. They're legitimately kind of... They got old really fast.
Yeah. They just get kicked in the face over and over the whole season.
Yeah.
And it gets really tiring.
They do eventually pay off later on, but...
Which is actually right now, where the Weevil and Rex join Darts. We'll get to Darts later.
By the way, stupid name.
Yeah. The one time they keep the Japanese name. Stupid name.
The one time you should have changed it.
So yeah, we go for... Joey versus Rex. The kind of mid duel compared to the other one happening at the same time.
Yeah, but it still kind of has... It still works pretty well as like Joey
Rex rivalry that's happened since season 1.
Yeah, but at the same time, Joey's like, I don't actually want to do this because you're going to lose your soul. Because Joey's a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Joey Appreciation Zone.
Indeed.
Anyway,
the Joey...
Yami versus Wheeler. Wheeler?
We're
Yami
still
versus
going for the Joey
Weevil.
versus Rex one.
Oh,
Do we have nothing else to say on
I
it?
don't know.
We have nothing to say,
Yeah,
do
we
we?
don't really have much to say.
It's
about
just kind of there compared to the other one, Yami versus Weevil.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, the usual of Weevil being an absolute shit.
Yeah. But the problem is, Yugi's not here to keep Yami in check.
So when Weevil tears up a card that says, "This is the only way to help your friend," RIP. Yeah, we call that a fucking whoops moment. Draw a monster card.
Monster card!
Yeah, we watched the dub. There was no way I wasn't gonna show the Japanese version of that. Yami is just fucking pissed.
Yeah, and Taya is traumatized, and Weevil probably has PTSD now.
Yay! I get fucking bullied and lose my soul.
Yeah. And then Yami realizes what he's done, and he's like, wow, I'm a terrible
God
person.
damn, my name is fucking Darkness.
Dang it. I should have seen this coming. No!
So yeah, train crashes.
And somehow they survive the fall.
I don't know where the fuck Weevil is after that.
Yeah, Weevil's body is probably fine.
We think. At least with the Yami and Taya part, I can assume that ghostly spirits part, considering how they are ghostly spirits there, which was kind of okay. Also, hi May's actress, very obviously. Hi 4Kids reusing their actors. So, Yami versus Yugi?
Yeah,
Character development, the duel?
It was pretty cool. I thought it was really cool. I think it's really, what's really cool about this whole season in general is like Yugi and Yami are like almost the same, have been almost the same character this whole time. Like you almost don't think of them as different characters most of the time.
Yeah, it's just Yugi and Yugi.
But
meanwhile, in this one, where it's like, holy shit, we are actually giving Yami points.
Yeah, it's like Yugi is gone and Yami is the main character now.
Yeah.
And because Yugi is gone, Yami like is a very different person, and he has to like develop as a character.
Yeah.
And it's also it seems like they're doing some pretty cool foreshadowing that wasn't in the original. That was kind of in the original manga. That's kind of neat about. Oh, Yami's actually kind of a bad person. We don't know details, but oh, he was bad.
Which we'll get to in season 5.
So I do kind of like that they set that up in this season.
Yeah, I mean, for the duel itself, it's pretty good character development for Yami.
Yeah.
Where he actually gets the dragon's trust back as well.
Yeah.
When he from back.
Oh yeah, the dragons.
Oh yeah, them. They're just kind of here for the first.
Damn dragons.
They're just kind of here for the first half of this season.
They're kind of just hey, it's Yuki, Joey, and
Kaiba.
Kaiba's trump card for the season.
Literal trump card.
Yeah. But then, oh man.
Yuki can't use it because he used the Orichalcos.
Yeah. But that was kind of like a thing in his duel with Raphael, where he was like, I think he was about to win the duel with Dragon that I forgot the name of. But
Timaeus.
Then Timaeus, yeah, he was about to win the duel with Timaeus, but then Timaeus disappeared because he wasn't able to use him.
Yeah, because he kept sacrificing his other monsters.
Yeah. I like how with like Dark Magician Girl being like the person who's like explaining all of this to them and being like she's the like dual monster person who's like asking for Yugi's help and everything at the beginning. That she's the one in the Raphael duel. Like it's when he sacrifices her that he realizes, oh shoot, what am I doing?
No, it was Yugi noticing that, where it's like, oh shit, what's going on?
Yeah. So like that's like just an extra detail.
Yeah, it's a really good detail.
Why that duel was so good.
Alright, so I guess that's all we really got for the Yami versus Yugi thing. Cool character development. Atlantis Soldier kind of existed afterward.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Some parts of the season aren't very good, which is why it's lower than Battle City's final part. But it's alright. It doesn't lower the season's ranking any. It just doesn't do it any favor. It just doesn't push it upward.
Yeah.
And then Kaiba versus Alistair 2 on the plane.
Why is there a gigantic freaking flashback in the middle of our duel? I just want to fight you.
Because I need to show off my character development.
I don't care.
I really, really don't care.
I love that
Kaiba is so
Kaiba
fucking
legitimately just
tsundere
doesn't
here.
care at all. Like, literally, he's literally the guy in the universe being like, I don't care, why are we spending 20 minutes, spending an entire episode on your freaking backstory? It's so funny. Not that we don't care about his backstory, because his backstory is cool and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a cool duel. And I was like, I legitimately was like, wow, they're like this really small cabin. I wonder what's gonna happen if they summon really big monsters. And then they went outside and I was like,
oh, that's how they're doing it. Okay.
And then Mokuba has to stop the plane while they're dueling. He has to figure out how to...
The seal will take your soul. How about the fucking plane?
Yeah, Alistair, you realize the plane's about to crash. You're gonna die.
At least I take out Kaiba.
I mean, I guess that's probably in character, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, it's really freaking weird to see Kaiba because I've been watching small bits of the Japanese version where Kaiba actually had character development and isn't just tsundere mode the whole fucking series.
Honestly, it does kind of come off to me like he doesn't he doesn't. I don't know. It's a little hard to explain. It feels like he doesn't want to admit that he's wrong. He's too prideful to admit that he's wrong.
That's why I'm saying.
He's kind of like he's kind of shifted from none of this is real to he says none of this is real, but his actual position is I don't know what's going on. I'll just figure it out.
Yeah. Which is why I call him tsundere instead of just dick.
Yeah. So I think there is some character development going on there, but
yeah, there is subtle character development. It's not as shown as the Japanese version, though.
It is pretty funny. It is pretty funny that he comes up with these extremely
holograms.
He's like, oh, this is definitely a hologram.
It's him taking over my company.
There's so many lines that Kaiba has where you're just like, dude, come on. There's no way you're stupid enough to believe that.
Alright, so, next is... Wow, Valen finally gets to do something! Joey versus Valen!
This one's another unexpected one. Because Joey loses.
Well, technically in the second one after.
Oh, no, he loses the second one after.
Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah, no, this was the one where we laugh at how useless Valen's armor is at protecting him. I mean, like, I honestly, it's effective, but it's effective.
Very convoluted, only works in anime-verse. When everyone draws the card they need.
I mean,
when you draw the card based on the script, this card works. When you don't, this thing is damn near useless unless you've got Pot of Greeds lining your fucking deck.
I mean, it does seem like he has cards to, like... It seemed like he built his... It did seem like he had his deck built to, like, fish out.
Yeah.
It's like the whole deck seemed to be, like, built around... I am just going to throw... I'm just going to mill for these cards constantly.
Yeah.
Which I think would work decently well.
Yeah, that is a thing that people put in, but it's like... Yeah, you don't get this much, though.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a super reliable strategy.
Well, clearly it isn't. Because he loses.
Oh, yeah. But it's kind of played off like Joey outplayed him, more or less, but it's not very good.
Well, that's because half of Joey's deck is really bad.
What do you
To
mean?
be
Panther Warrior is the greatest card in Duel
You
Monsters.
only have that thing for your luck. We have our theory and it's proven. Damn near proven. And then Joey versus my number 2 right after.
Yeah, which is, it's interesting. It's interesting that they have like the whole thing of Joey is like super worn out from his duel with Valen.
Yeah.
Which, kind of the implication is if Joey was fresh, he would beat Mai pretty easily. But
Yeah.
But he's not, so he isn't able to actually beat her.
Which makes me wonder how the frick tournaments work in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's like, how do you do a best out of 3 if after Duel 1 you're exhausted?
It's just part of the meta game. You just have to have the top players just have really good endurance.
You say that, but Joey is one of the top duelers.
Yeah, because they don't do best of 3 in their tournaments.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they really don't, actually. Kaiba, I don't think you know how tournaments work. I mean, you already don't, considering I made this tournament! I should win it!
Usually if you make the tournament, you don't participate in it, sir. Anyway,
So yeah, Joey versus Mai, Joey loses.
Yep.
And then Mai loses off screen.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there's also Atlantis, Soldiers, Tristan does a few things, Rebecca does a few things, Duke does a few things. Does anyone really care?
The Rebecca cannon is ready.
Oh yeah, Rebecca turns
Rebecca
into
uses
Futaba.
the Rebecca cannon. She outdoes Futaba. She's able to do in 2 minutes what Futaba takes an entire afternoon to do. And then falls asleep afterwards.
It's fine, I'll just hack into the security system of the biggest fucking corporation in Japan. It's fine.
Oh dear. But honestly, that's par for the course for fictional hackers. So
Yeah.
what can you do?
I'm not that surprised. So yeah, Yugi versus Raphael 2.
Why can I not?
This is the one on the rooftop.
Why am I drawing a blank on this? I'm sure it was a really good duel, but I'm just drawing.
It's not as good as the first one.
Yeah.
It is definitely not as good as the first one because Raphael becomes a bit more villainous here.
Okay, I remember. Yeah, but I do like that he kind of gets exposed a little bit as like he thinks that everybody's. It kind of exposes a kind of a flaw in his mentality. That it's almost like he's like the world is evil and I need to make it a better place, and it's exposing the facts. That Yami's kind of exposing the fact that you're not actually better than anyone else.
Yeah, it also shows that themselves by having the like fallen angel thing as Raphael's signature card this duel instead of the angel card.
Yeah, I think the freaking symbolism with Raphael is so cool.
Yeah.
They did such a good job with the symbolism with Raphael. All the way down to the fact that his name is freaking Raphael.
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
Or is one of the archangels.
Yeah, that too. I think Raphael is one of the few ones that have their names the same in both regions as well.
Yeah.
Which I guess works because he's blonde, and as we all know, blondes are American. So the American name fits.
But yeah, it's not as good as the first one, but it's still one of the best duels of the season, honestly.
Yeah. I just realized we never even went into Valen's character.
Oh. He loved my very much, but then
Accent.
He's basically... I'm Australian and I really
Though
love
actually
my
it's a Cockney accent.
Cockney accent, whatever.
And then his backstory, which is pretty much glossed over in the 4Kids version. Where it's like, they cut out a lot of Valen's backstory in the 4Kids version, where it's like they only show his criminal part, and not the childhood part, which, by the way, is also horrifying, where I'm just going to tell Joel this, because I don't think he actually knows. The 4Kids part took out the fact that Valen was orphaned as a child and raised by a nun in a church. And then one time, while he's gone from the church, Darts burns the fucking place down with the nun inside.
Yay.
It's fine. Darts just ruined the lives of free kids to get his superior to just have people in darkness.
Yep.
We just randomly chose these free kids, being like, I'm sure you'll be good at this card game later. At least with Valen, he checked afterward.
Yeah.
With Valen Orichalcosing people as like a teenager.
Yep. Anyway.
Yuki saves Raphael from, well, technically he doesn't save Raphael from the roof. Raphael saves Yuki from the roof, and then Raphael pulls out the people that were in the building, where we're like, oh shit, mine nearly got crushed. Right.
They literally forgot about mine. Whoops. Can you imagine if they brought Joey back and he's like, where's mine? And everybody's like, oh.
Oh shit.
Oh no, what did we do to Joey's girlfriend?
So yeah, they all get in a helicopter, they get contacted by the US military to head to Darts' place.
Alright, so weird card game things are happening. I guess you guys can handle it. I guess.
To be fair, if you see people using a card in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Like a Duel Monsters card, you'd go grab Yugi and Kaiba.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's probably what you do.
I mean, yes, you would do that. But it's funny, nonetheless.
And then they head to Darts' hideout, which is literally just Kami's lookout on a mountaintop. Like, literally, it's the same freaking designed building.
Darts could be hiding anywhere. Darts' hideout.
So, is it time to go over Darts?
Yeah.
I'm not exactly... He doesn't reach Pegasus tier, obviously. He beats Noah. Does he beat Yami Merrick?
I don't think I would say so. I think he sets up the secondary antagonists really well. I think he's intimidating. He works as a villain only because of what he does, but he doesn't actually have a whole lot of presence. Like, I don't think for like a third of the season, I could not take him seriously at all. It's only because of the stuff he does that I can start to take him seriously.
To be fair, Yami Merrick fucking looks like a person who's about to stab you in the face.
Yeah, the only way I don't take Yami Merrick seriously is because of Stretchy Face.
Stretchy Face, and what the hell is he talking about? He looks like he's getting off on half of this stuff.
Yeah, that kind of just adds to the...
that kind of does add to it, to be fair, yeah.
Well, Darts has a stupid name and he has a voice that sounds like
great
this.
Leviathan.
I am definitely intimidating.
Hello, Lawrence the third actor. You still don't do a good job making your villains intimidating.
Yeah. Over time, I kind of got to the point where it didn't take away from it very much.
Also, something that I've just thought of. He stole the Egyptian god cards, puts them on pedestal, never uses them.
Yeah. Well, I have a better stuff than the Egyptian
I have infinity.
cards. I have infinity card. I don't need draw.
Alright, so Yugi and Kaiba versus Darts?
I really like this duel.
Yeah.
I think this is actually one of the best duels in the season as well.
Yeah.
And at this point, I was still like, it was around this point where I was thinking about it, and I was like, is this as good as Duelist? Is this as good as Duelist? Not
Battle
Duelist,
City.
Battle City. And like at this point, I was like, if it stays at this level or gets better, maybe. Because this duel was really good and I really enjoyed it a lot.
Kaiba loses halfway through.
Yeah.
And it like really raises the stakes, and then Yugi's just staring this thing down, being like, "Hello, I have infinity attack."
I think it is cool. I think one of the things that I think is really cool is that Kaiba is like trying to call Darts' bluff on the
Souls
part, and Yami is like, no, we can't do that. And as a viewer, you assume that Yami is right. But Kaiba is actually the one who's right. It's actually a bluff. And it actually ends up working out.
Yeah.
Which is like actually a pretty neat twist that I liked.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh shoot! You just... Oh, they're fine. Oh, good job, Kaiba.
Also, do you really... Also, it's like, these are your friends. Does Pegasus really count? Is this really that far? This is like Goku being threatened but with losing Frieza forever.
They did have the blank card thing come into play.
Yeah.
Why can I not remember what the blank card actually did?
Huh.
Dang it.
Oh right, it was the giving the dragons their true form back.
Right. Yeah.
It was the true form of the dragons.
Ah yes, the most powerful ability you could give to dragons, turning them into people. Wait.
To be fair, it worked.
I mean, I guess Knight in Shining Armor beats dragons, so I guess it makes sense from that perspective.
I'm going to see you away in this dragon form. What?
Oh, dang it. I've been turned into a bird!
I've been turned into a fire-breathing flying lizard. Oh no, whatever will I do?
But you're kind of fat, so...
Darts' backstory. Where Orichalcos just fucked up his city and then just screwed him up too, I guess.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
It works. I don't have any problem with it.
Figured I'd...
It's perfectly serviceable. It's not mind-blowing, but it works. I'm perfectly happy with it.
Yeah. Infinity +1.
I think that was one of the reasons I like the duel so much, is it is the most... It is
anime
somehow
get out of jail free card.
Yu-Gi-Oh! It is... They literally... It's like one of those moments where it's like... Did
they somehow top Karibo Multiply?
How did they do the Yu-Gi-Oh thing more than Yu-Gi-Oh! How do you even do that? Like, it's like... Somehow it's more Yu-Gi-Oh! Than Yu-Gi-Oh! has ever... It's the most Yu-Gi-Oh! thing Yu-Gi-Oh! has ever done. I don't know how to explain it any other way.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the most Yu-Gi-Oh! thing ever.
Pretty much.
It's like... This is stupid, cheesy... It's like stupid, cheesy, believe in the heart of the cards. To the point that it's like... It's like... Kids on the playground, I have infinity attack. Well, I have infinity +1 attack. It's so
pretty much
stupid in the best possible way,
Indeed.
and I love it so much. Like I just was watching, like I'm just sitting here watching that, being like, this is why I watch Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
This is what Yu-Gi-Oh is. This is what Yu-Gi-Oh is.
So how about those free episodes of Leviathan after? I think this is kind of the lower point of the season.
Yeah, like, watching those, by about, like, 2/3 of the way through, well, first of all, there's the fact that, like, 40% of it is flashbacks!
Yes!
There's so many there's a
I was
flashback
literally
inside of a flashback!
I fast-forwarded it. It still took 2 minutes to get through one of them. It showed the whole freaking Valen fight. Like, pretty much the whole ending of the Valen fight. Where it showed Valen's flashback again. It showed Alistair's flashback again. It showed Raphael's flashback again. We don't need these. You have a previously on Yu-Gi-Oh! Point for these.
But then, aside from that, it's also just the fact that, like, if they basically ended it without those 2 episodes, and they ended it with the Infinity +1 thing.
Yeah.
That's a great way to end it.
Yeah.
I would be perfectly happy with that. This feels like, it feels like it's stretched out too far.
Yeah.
Like, it felt unnecessary to me.
Yeah, where it's like they built up Leviathan the whole time, and then we're like, oh shit, we didn't do anything with Leviathan.
Use the Egyptian gods to be Leviathan.
Eventually use the Egyptian gods, you mean? It takes them an episode and a half to be like... We're literally sitting there the whole time being like, oh yeah, summon Karibo. You literally have Slifer in your back pocket.
I have to draw it! You're not in a real duel. I must draw it!
You literally... Kaiba literally
I would be disrespecting the heart of
Kaiba literally just summoned Blue Eyes Ultimate. He didn't even bother with the free Blue Eyes. He just did Ultimate right then and there.
Oh, man.
So yeah, then the season ends.
Yeah.
Very, very high points. Kind of ho-hum points.
Yeah. But overall, it was a really enjoyable season.
I would say this is second best arc.
Yeah.
Like it definitely definitely beats Virtual World arc, no questions asked. It beats Duelist Kingdom purely because Duelist Kingdom had no idea what the hell it was doing.
Yeah.
But Battle City, I think, still wins it out. They've still peaked on Battle City.
I just thought to mention, I don't know if I've said this before. It's possible I've said this in a previous review, but I think one of the things that makes Yu-Gi-Oh! Work for me is actually the fact that they're literally playing a game with rules. So the fact that you can figure, like, you can put yourself, like, the fact that you can almost end up trying to figure out exactly how they're going to win the duel.
Yeah.
And they actually give you the tools to figure that out in theory. But they're actually very clever about, like, coming up with really creative ways to use the cards that you already know.
Yeah, it's something that Duelist Kingdom failed in when they didn't have rules and half of the cards didn't really work. It was just Karibo Multiply. Why aren't you just using it every damn duel?
Yeah, I think that's what makes it so... I think that makes it so... As stupid, anime, cheesy, over-the-top, and kind of predictable Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be...
You can follow it.
You can follow it, and there's not attention. There's usually not way too much. I mean, part of what is cool about this season is they kind of brought some of that tension back, the tension of whether they're actually even going to win at all.
Yeah.
But even when they don't do that, even if there's no tension of who's going to win, there's still a tension of. There's still sort of a tension of, okay, I know Yugi's going to win this. How the heck is he going to do it?
Yeah. That was one of the best parts of the Yugi versus Pegasus duel, in fact.
Yeah. It's Yu-Gi-Oh's great in such a bizarre way.
Yeah.
It's such a weird, like, it's so weird that it can be so, like, specifically the 4-could sub at least. This show is so incredibly stupid, but it's so enjoyable.
As the Kingdom Hearts fan, Joel agrees.
This is stupider than Kingdom Hearts. It's not even close. Like, this show is so incredibly stupid, but somehow it works. I don't...
Yeah.
It's crazy that this show even works.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Joel, remember when you said we were barely gonna hit 30 and it's 56 minutes in now? Sorry,
yeah.
56:45 in?
Yeah. Yeah.
See you guys next time for Season 5, Part 1. We're not done with the filler yet. We're not done with anime filler yet. And if I remember an anime arc ranking, we're about to hit the low point of the series.
No!
See you guys next time.
See ya, everybody.